Right guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Ads Metal Detecting. I'm Ads, and on today's episode we are in Gosberton. I believe there's been a lot found on other fields. I didn't go on those surrounding them. So we are hopeful today, although I have that nagging feeling that today is not going to be the greatest day. But we're out and we're going to record some footage and we're going to see what happens. But I'm not overexcited for today, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm not going to waffle on for too long. We're going to get straight into the episode, but before we do, if you haven't subscribed already, please think about doing so. It really does help my channel grow as we aim towards 1,000 subscribers. We have hit one step on monetization, and that's not about me earning boatloads of money from YouTube, because that's not a real thing. It's just basically a big thank you from everybody to me for the hard work I put into those videos. It's just recognition, really. So we've hit that first phase. Now we're going for the second phase, which basically means I need 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do that, that would be a massive favour. As always, we are sponsored by Dragon Detecting, and for all your detecting needs, 10% off most items. Please go and check them out. You can use our code, which is here, which is AMD10. You can also use that code as well as at Dragon Detecting, at Relics MD, and at Swing and Dig to get yourself 10% off there. So go and take advantage of it. There's not really much more for me to say other than we're out with digging history, so it's only right that we mention who we're out digging with. So that's their logo there. If you ever fancy coming on a dig with them, the link is in the description. I do apologise for this wind if you can hear it, but the link is in the description, so you can go follow that link, join the group, see what's been found. You'll see what I find because I post it there, but you'll be able to see what's been found. If you fancy going on a dig, if you're new to the hobby, old to the hobby, whatever it is, if you fancy a dig, you can follow that link and come on a dig with them. We are approaching harvesting. Fields are going to start to come available very soon, and I'm very hopeful, and I really want to get back on my permissions. We're still a little way off that, but we're also going to hit the festival season too, so I will see you at most of those festivals this year. But without further ado, let's get on with this dig, and I will see you on the first. Right guys, first target is down there. Not been going long. Cars are just over there. '25s through to 29s. And it's just there. So we're going to see what that is. I don't think that's hammered, but I could be wrong, so let's have a look. Got an imprint there, look. Lovely little imprint. That's not a ski, is it? We've got a skeet. Absolutely amazing Saxon. I'm going to say it's not a first old banger because I was down there, but we're close to, and look at that. Let's get this cleaned up. That is absolutely amazing. Look at it. Nice little imprint there as it's come out, but we're onto a skeet. Let's get a clean up. We'll put that down there. Look at that before we clean. That is a skeet. Absolutely awesome. Guys, that is stunning. I am absolutely amazed. Look at it. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely stunning. Alright guys, try and get you in the sun, out the sun. There we go. Look at that detail on there. We're not going to ID this in the Roundup. It's early Saxon. It's a little skeet and it's absolutely amazing. But that is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And do you know how long it's took me to get one of these? I haven't had a Saxon skeet for 15 years. 15 years. That's how long it's took me to get another one of these. And that is an absolute stunning example. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, I'm tempted to stay here all day and just have this on camera for 35 minutes so you can look at it. But we're going to move on because there may be more to find today, so we're going to get some pictures. But that is absolutely stunning. Brilliant. Let's get on and see what else we can find. Right, we've got another little find just down here. You just see it just there. Go over it. 85 through to 89. It's just this one. Move that from there. See, it's a little buckle. There we go. Move into that light. I don't think there's a massive amount of age to that, but it's a buckle. Little sort of D-shaped. Give it a clean up. Let's see if there's any design on there, because I can see something up here, but that just might be the latch on it. We get a little bit of a clean up there. I don't think there's any design on that, but it's another find, so we keep going. It's a buckle, and you can't beat a bit of buckle, so let's keep going on to the next. Right guys, got another little signal just here. 8s, 9s, 10s, really low. It's this little thin bit of what would have been a buckle, I think. You can see that the sun's going in, it's making it really hard to show you things. But that is what that is. But another little party fact. Broken bit of buckle, full buckle, and of course not forgetting Saxon skeet so far, which we'll have a look at soon. But there we go, on to the next. No, There's a bit of iron underneath it, but it's 18s, 19s. I'm going to scan that hole in a minute. This is it. It come up like that. I thought we were onto another coin just there when it came up, but it's a little button, and as usual, nothing on it. There would have been at some point, but nothing on it at the moment. Just a little button. There's the shank bit where it would have gone, or fastener just there, which is another button. So let's scan this hole and see what else is here. It's just that little bit of copper that might have been at some point the end of something. Could have been anything, strap end, absolutely anything, but we're never going to know because it's just this tiny little bit here. But we've got two holes there. They're very obtuse and not even, but it's another little find. Never going to know, but adds to the collection. Carry on and on to the next. Over in that direction, about 10 yards away, just dug down on this one. I'm going to show you now. '24s, '25s, '26s, and it's just this little thing, just here. Just there, and I think you'll find that's a close hook. That's a complete one with the open work just there that would have gone on. So let's give this a good clean. But we're on to another good find, and it's been very quiet for a little bit, but now we're starting to motor. Let's give this a little clean and see what we've got. So guys, we are all cleaned up. I don't know if I can get you, this sun is going in and out behind the clouds and it's messing up with the focus, but just here, if you can just see it, we've got some little design work just here for turn it over, we've got the open work just there, which you can see those holes. It's better to see on this side, just simply because we've still got a little bit of mud on there. Now the sun's come out and changed my focus, but there we go, look. See all that open work there? And then that might give you a little bit better view of the design when we go down like that. But that is an absolutely stunning little find, all complete, because this bit here is very, very brittle, as is this bit, but it's another fantastic cracking find. Now I want to say that is probably 1500, so 16th century, so I think that's Tudor just there, and that's what that is. I don't think we're going back as far, so we were talking post-medieval, but it's a beautiful little find, absolutely smashing. Let's get some pictures, we'll move on to the next. Right, we have another one here. Literally all over the place. You can range that from 5s all the way up to 28s, maybe a little bit higher, but it is just this, which is a little pistol shot, if you can see that, and it would have been on the grapes. There would have been a lot of them, and this one looks like it's just one that's come away, but that's what it is, a little pistol shot. So let's move on to the next. Not here. 11s, 12s. Just rest that there. I'll take you down. It's this one. Now originally, when this came out, I saw that and I thought we're onto an hammered. But I'm looking at it and then I thought it's a button. But then I keep looking, and I think we've got this little thing up here, so we're going to have a spray up and see what that is, because I don't think it is a button. I think it might be a little bit of silver. But we're going to have a little spray up and want to see. Guys, that's what we've got. Now I've changed my mind, I don't think it is a bit of silver, but I do think it might have been a locket at some point. We've got this bit at the top here and then the inside, and I think the corrosion's caused from what was inside, so that might be something like a silver plate or something like that. I don't think it's old or anything, I just think it's the remnants, but it's an interesting little find. Let's move on and see what else we can find. Right guys, $50.51. Struggling to see with this sun again. Let's take it down. It's this one. So let's grip that there. If you can see that, that's a little Tudor button with the shank just there, just on the top, just there. If you can see that, but that is a little Tudor button. So over there is where that close-up come from. I've just walked in a line over here to here. So we've got Saxon down at the bottom, and as we come up it's more, say modern, but Tudor period as we come up here, 15, 16, 1700s. So it's another nice little find. I'm going to move on to the next. I'm going to see if we can find anything else. On to the next. Right guys, just stumbled across this one here, not deep, like literally almost surface, it's just there, glorious 85, 86, 87 banging signal. I think it's this coin. If I turn there, you might be able to see it a little bit better. It's just there. I'm going to see what it is. I think it's a coin. Let's have a quick clean up and see whether it's toasted or not, because it looks on that side toasted. I've got a farmer in the next field, so if you can hear that noise behind me, that's the tractors. They're just planting at the moment in the next field. So, well, there we go. I don't know if you can see that. Let's give it a little dry. But just there, we've got Britannia. And I can't quite see if there's a date at the bottom because it's got corrosion. We have got some detail. I think we're going to be able to see what it is off that. And I think there's some kind of bust on there. You see a little shadow of it just there. So I do apologise, I don't know if you can hear me above there, but I think we can just see the bust there, and I think that's going to be George II. So I think we're on to a George II halfpenny just there. You can just see it just here. Right, we're going to move on pretty quickly because that tractor is getting louder, but there we go, it's another coin. Fantastic, let's keep going. Right guys, I'm getting a lot of signals up here. Wherever I go people disappear, but I've got another signal down here. 1920s. Now I've seen it. God, it's hard to get the adjustment on here today with all this sun. There we go. So I've seen it, and you can see, there we go, we've got numerals on there. And I think I can see 2 X's, V and 1, so if I'm right that's 26. Now I don't know if there's something missing, and it's this weird like flange on the back, so I suspect it was a button first, but then I'm looking and I'm wondering whether it's some kind of bag seal, but then it doesn't feel or look like a bag seal, it feels like a button, so it could be anything. So if you know what that is, give me a quick shout. You see XXV1, which I've seen. I could be wrong on that, that could be L or anything, but we've got numerals on there. Let's give it a quick spray up and let's just see if there's anything else on there. I don't think there is, but if I'm asking you to look, you want to see if there's any more details on there. Now it could just be a simple button, mount, something. I don't think it's got any particular old age to it. Quick dry. Now I can't see any more details that's coming through on that. It is interesting. I don't think there's massive age to it. It's definitely that way round. I thought we're onto another coin, to be fair. And then this is the back there. So could be absolutely anything, but I mean, if you've come across anything like that before, or you know what it is, give me a quick shout, because it's interesting to see some of these bits that aren't as popular things being do you know what I mean? So we can see the history of what this is, because we found George II coin with, so in this sort of area here seems to be more modern than down here, and there's a lot of trash down there. So I've come up here, I mean I did find the skeet down there, but spent time down there. I've come up here and we've got the close hook somewhere down here. We've got the pistol shot, George II coin, a few other little bits up here which suggest that it's more modern in age as you come up here. So we haven't had anything modern, so there could be a little bit of age to it. When I say there's, I don't think there's particular age, there could be, but if you've seen anything like that before, give me a quick shout. There we go, on to the next. Alright guys, got another one just here. 6, 7, 8. It's a bit bitter, but if we go down, it's this tiny thing. absolutely minute. If we get it right, I think that's a bit of a pinhead. It's the tiniest little bit at the top of it, just there, but you can just make out the little design round it if I move that slowly. I know it's so tiny you might not see what I'm looking at, but that's what I think that is, a little tiny pinhead. Absolutely minute. It's broken, but that has some age to it, and we've just dropped it. Right, well, I found that. I'll see you on the next one. There we go, we've got another little find here. 18s, 19s. It's just this. It's a little broken bit of thimble. You can just see with the cross pattern over the top, and there at the side. So that probably fits in with the stuff that we've been finding up here. It's not medieval. You can absolutely tell that's not medieval. So we're not going back too far, but it's just showing this is the more modern side of the field, just up here. So we're going to keep looking, but it's another little find. On to the next. Right guys, I've switched you on because just down there, I think we're onto hammered as well. You see it just there, could be wrong. Let me show you. 28s, 29s. Just down here is this, and that looks like an hammered to me. Did a little spray up. I can see a split in the top anyway, regardless. Go, hammered. It's just come from that clump down there. See all this? It's been shoved to one side. It is heavily tarnished, it is battered and bruised, but it's a hammered nonetheless. We're all cleaned up on there, and I think we're onto a bit of Elizabeth. I can't quite see it. It's heavily tarnished. It is scrappy. It needs a good clean up without it actually breaking apart, but I think I could be wrong, but this is all, there we go, look, the sun's just popped out, and every time it pops out it skews up my focus. Let me switch you. So if we look around this outside, this middle bit here, that is all completely worn away, but we do have some writing around the side, as you can see. And on this side you can see parts of the shield there. We're going to have to get this in the Roundup. We're going to do that with a Saxon anyway, I think, and we're going to give you an ID, but we're on to hammered. So we've got hammered, Saxon, Georgian, plenty more besides. It's another hammered little coin, absolutely fantastic. What a day, what a great day. let's keep on going and on to the next. Guys, got another little find down here. 1819. Just this little one, which I thought was hammered, but I'm not 100% sure what we've got here. So let's have a little clean up. Let's see what we've got. Guys, so that's where the Elizabeth come up from, and we've just had this one, and I think we're onto an hammered, copper hammered. Can you see that Rex? So initially it could have been a trade token, and we're thinking jetton or something like that, but if we look around the outside there is some detail there. Now if we can get that cleaned up, which I'm not going to do here, we've got Rex there. I'm not sure if I can see a face there or not. But it's heavily corroded, which you'd expect from this type of thing, but I think we're onto a hammered, copper hammered, and that is amazing. I can see A something THE there, so it could be something like a Charles I copper hammered, but we will see. I don't want to do too much on here. That's another absolutely fantastic find. Absolutely amazing. Get some pictures of that and move on. Right, I thought I'd done talking to you about targets, but we've just got this one on way back. 49s, 48s, all the way through to the 50s, and it's just this one, which is just a little button. We've got some writing on the bottom there, so I think it's a military button, but we'll have a look, we'll see what we've got. I mean, anything else found today is an absolute bonus, because I've had an absolute whale of a time. It's been absolutely fantastic. Nothing can dampen my mood. And there we go. POD. Let's see if we can find out what this is. Right guys, so I've had a little look to see if we can see what that is. That's Post Office Department. Now the only ones I can see of these are United States. So this looks like a United States Post Office Department button. Whether that is around the war time, that certainly looks like that. But there we go, little button to maybe finish off the day, but it's that little Post Office Department. I don't want to say military button in case I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. But the only one I can see is United States. But anyway, if there's no more signals today, I will see you at the roundup. Near the cars. And down there is another coin. So just over there, in that direction, somewhere over there, is where the Saxon come up. There's another coin there. It ain't a Saxon. 79s. It's just this one. A 1 penny. There we go. So we've got Elizabeth I, Elizabeth II. So what date we got on that? 1980. So we've gone from 1500 years ago, 1600 years ago ish. So then 1400, 1300, something like that, to this. Coin's a coin, can't complain. I don't think we're going to get any more signals today, so that's probably the last one. We'll finish with a little penny. Find a penny, pick it up all the day, you'll have good luck. Right guys, on to the roundup. We'll start with the stuff that's not as special, but look at that variation there. Got this little bit of broken buckle just there. We've got the little post office department military style button just there. A little bit of broken thimble. We have the little pistol shot. The little bit of copper, we're going to call it doodah, it might have been a mount, but it's a bit of a doodah there. We have this little thing which has got the XXVI just there. We've got a little button that we found, little Tudor button, the little D buckle, a little bit of silver in, maybe a locket or some kind. And then we're on to these. So first of all, we've got that, which is the George II coin. Just there, we can see that by the bust. I don't know if I can get that shadow right against it, it's right on the field. Well, that's that one there. And we've got this, which is a little Tudor clothes hook, which is absolutely amazing. In all there, absolutely phenomenal. And I'd be happy, phenomenal, be alright if I get my words right. But I'd be absolutely pleased with just that. But then we add to it. So this one here. Now initially you could look at that and say it's just a token. You could look at it and say what it is. But I think that is a hammered copper coin. You've got the REX there. We're going to have a look at that. I will put it in the corner what we've found out that to be, because it's very interesting. But that's a little copper hammered coin. So we'll see what we get from that one. Then we've got this one here, which I believe is very crudded up and debased. But I believe it's an Elizabeth. I will put in the corner what it is when we get back. So I believe that to be an Elizabeth, but we'll see when we get back. I'll put it here what it actually is. But if that is not it, look at this. And from initially looking, it is. So there, this is what I want to show you, because look at that. You can see his face just there. Now I've had a quick look. I could be wrong here. I am going to put actually what it is and all the detail there, but I think it's a E series. I could be absolutely wrong. I do apologise for the cars going past. But we're going to have a proper look when we get back. There's a lot of variation in skeets. It's an early one. It's Anglo-Saxon. It's an absolute belter. Look at his huge nose just there. But we're going to see what that is, and I will post you just here what it actually is. So it was worth waiting round for. But the detail is absolutely amazing. Anglo-Saxon, absolutely amazing. But I'm going to flip you around now, and we're going to do the outro, because it is hot and I have headache. So let's get on with it. Right guys, that is the end of the episode, and what an epic day. There is something of everything everywhere today, and it started off banging with the Anglo-Saxon skeet, which is absolutely phenomenal, and I did do a dance. You will have seen it. I'm not very good at it, but I did one anyway, even though it's not gold. I was saving it for a gold dance, but we'll see. I did have a bet with one of our subscribers, Tim. He mentioned to me that somebody comes and they used to come in a three-piece suit detected, and I said, guess what, if I find gold on any one of these group digs with digging history, the next time I come on a group dig it will be in a three-piece suit. So if I find gold, I'm detected in a three-piece suit. That's the bet I had with him. I'm a man of my word, so I will do it. I guarantee you I will do it. So if we ever find gold with digging history, the very next dig you'll see me in a suit. So tune in for that one if that ever happens. But absolute rarity. Started the day off absolutely brilliant. I started in that one certain area, and I just went and went and went, and nothing much else apart from trash. A lot of cam was coming up, so I decided to head up the field, and as I went up the field I got more and more signals. I think we then got the close hook, Tudor close hook, probably talking 1500s, maybe into the 1600s on that, but lovely find, all intact. And then the George II coin, I believe, and there was various bits that were coming up, and it really looked, in my head I knew there was stuff around here. It was more, when I say modern I mean more later than Anglo-Saxon, because that's what we start the day off. But then we found the Elizabeth, what I believe is Elizabeth I, while I'm here at the dig. But we found the hammered coin. Not far from that we found what looks to be a little hammered copper coin, although I need to have a look into that. An absolutely stunning day. I cannot complain. I couldn't complain at the skeet that was found, so everything after that was a bonus. But then we get the Elizabeth I coin, we get the other hammered copper. You will have to apologise, I'm trying to stop in between these cars blasting by. I'm just at the car ready to set off, but like literally every find I would have been happy with. Hammered coin, hammered copper coin, close hook, Saxon ski, all these things. It was absolutely phenomenal. I fully enjoyed the day, that much so that I didn't even stop for a break. I think I've got a bit of touch of sunstroke, massive headache coming on, and I'm absolutely sweltered. But that is the end of the episode. I don't want to keep you too long, but we're heading towards that 1,000 mark. Giveaways are going to start to happen, and the channel is growing pretty fast. So if you've got this far and you've liked what you've seen, please drop a subscribe. It does help me, it helps the channel. You'll be notified straight away. It's free of charge, and it means you subscribing puts it in front of more people. The more people it's in front of, the more subscribers, and it helps my channel grow. So I really would appreciate it. It would be a pat on the back and recognition for the work that I put into all these videos, so please consider it. As always, we're sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so for all your detecting needs, please visit them and consider a purchase from them. They do a fantastic job supporting me, and their service is second to none. So that's their logo there. Here's a lovely discount code, AMD10. That also works at Relics MD, and it also works at Swing and Dig, both on all three fantastic companies. Use that code, get yourself 10% off. As I say, with Dragon, it's most items. Everything, all the details are in the description, including Digging History's link if you ever want to come on a dig with them, or just be nosy and see what the stuff has been found. I appreciate every single one of you that tunes in, week out, and watches. Your support is absolutely amazing. It means the world to me. So thank you very much. I've been Ads, and I'll see you on the next episode. Steve! Skeet! Skeet! Saxon!